Hey everybody, what's going on? Happy Sunday. So I wanted to give you guys a quick piece of encouragement on faith and patience. Now, it's Sunday. I know I normally do New Method Mondays and Winning Wednesdays. For those who aren't familiar, I'm founder and CEO of Embrace Your Legacy, and I inspire, educate millennial women and girls to give birth to your dreams and grow in faith and grow in personal development. But I just wanted to give I was walking to church today and this fell on my spirit about faith and patience. Especially now, because I know a lot of us are like, what is this, the third week of the year? Is it the third or the fourth week of the year? I don't know. But it's like now, like the year is kind of like in full swing. And I know a lot of us had like these New Year's resolutions and goals, and most people by now, actually the stats say for the first week, 25% of people usually abandon their New Year's resolutions. That's what stats usually say. But I know that now we're full into swings and we're full into gear, and this is where you may have had all the faith in the world on December 31st or January 1st or even January 4th to fulfill whatever it is that you want to fulfill, or believe God whatever it is that you or believe in God for, and it's not happening yet. But there's a scriptural verse, Hebrews 6 verse 12, and I definitely suggest that you go ahead and read it. And it says that faith and patience, people who with faith and patience inherit the promises of God. And most people don't like patience. I don't like patience. I've been probably the most impatient person that you will ever meet, ever, until God has made me patient, right? And when we hear patience, I used to have a problem with that word. I remember I'd go and I'd be like, God, what are you talking about? I don't want to be patient. And God was like, just in my quiet time alone, he would say, it's not about how long you wait. I can do, what you're asking me to do. It can be today, it could be tomorrow, it could be next week. It's more about how you wait when you're waiting, And that really changed my ball game, because there comes a point, honestly, at the end of the day, God is in control, right? At the end of the day, he is Alpha, he is Omega. He knows what and when things are going to happen. We don't. We're humans. We have a finite mind, and he's ultimately in control. And I knew that because I struggle with patience, and because I've prayed to God, please make me strong in the areas that I'm weak. Girl, I don't even know about praying that again. But I realized that, I struggle with patience. I asked God and I said, Lord Father, help me to wait and help me to understand patience the way you want me to wait. Help me to do things your way. I'm really in this point in my life where I'm like, God, is your way or the highway? Like, your will, not my will, be done. So that is when I learned, and when I started just listening to the word and doing research, like studying the word. And patience really comes down to this. It's not about how long you wait. Like I said, it's about how you're waiting, and waiting confidently. That's all patience is. Patience is waiting confidently. Actually, there was a worship song today at church, and the choir was worshiping, and I don't know the words word for word, but they said something like, I know, the scripture, I know I will see the goodness of the Lord. And I will see the goodness of the Lord. I'm going to see the goodness of the Lord. And it's a psalm. I forget the scripture. And that's what patience is. It's confidently waiting and knowing that you are going to see God do what he said he was going to do. Whether the promise is a promise that he gave you in his word, whether the promise is something that he's given you through somebody else, or whether the promise is something that he's spoken directly to your heart. Patience is just having confidence that you know that what God said he would do, he's going to do. That's really what it is. That's what patience is. Faith and patience obtains the promise of God. We are such an impatient world. I see as we want to do everything on our terms, when we want to do it, I'm just going to do it. I'm telling you from experience. If you want to do it God's way, you don't have to. God's not going to make you do it. But when you do it, let me tell you, It is the most peaceful. There is nothing more peaceful that I have knowing that I'm in the perfect will of God. There is nothing more like nothing beats this, because I know I'm doing what God told me to do it, when he told me to do it, and how he told me to do it. And there comes a point in your life when you either have to choose. If you're going to choose faith or you're going to choose people. When you are walking by faith, you cannot, I'm telling you from experience, you cannot follow what people are telling you, because although people are well-meaning, people will tell you things and give you advice that are out of God's will for your life. And this is why it's important for you to have a personal relationship with God. Not God, of your mother, your father, your minister, your teacher, but a personal relationship with him. You get what I mean? When you have anybody who has a personal relationship with me knows what to expect from me. So when you have a personal relationship with God, and you know God loves you, you understand the magnitude of his love, and you understand that he's not trying to hold anything back from you. I really, guys, the last 5 years, if people only knew what happened and what I've endured when I said yes to God, and what has happened. However, one thing I cannot take away is having that personal relationship. And when you have a personal relationship, like I said, you'll be able to trust God and understand. I used to think, and I tell people, God delivered me out of Egypt, but he had to get Egypt out of me, and he had to change the way I thought about him. And there are things that I thought about God that obviously weren't true, that I thought God was trying to hold out on me. I thought God was trying to make me suffer. Why I gotta wait? Why everybody else is doing this, and this? And I am telling you guys this. There are things that I have been praying for, and I'm just coming to you just so you can be encouraged. There are things that I have been praying for years, that I am just now starting to see and receiving the answers for, and I'm starting to see God move. And I can kid you not, I am so grateful that God didn't answer some of those prayers 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, because I would have messed it up. Facebook is telling me my connection is weak. Don't act up, Wi-Fi. But this is because I am so grateful, because if I would have, right now, if I tell you what's happening and all the good things and how I see God moving, mightily on my behalf. And I declared it at the beginning of the year. I said 2017 is going to be a year of redemption, a year of vindication, a year of the release of God moving mightily on my behalf. But if I would have received what I am receiving now, 2, 3, even a year ago, even 6 months ago, 5 years ago, I would have messed it up. I did not have the tenacity, the character, the wisdom, the endurance, just the know-how of what is happening for me right now, and I would have messed it up. And I had a moment, I want to say like 2 weeks ago, where I just said, God, thank you for not answering my prayers from 2, 3 years ago and giving them to me. There are even physical things, like actual things that I have been asking God for. I started asking God for this one thing, maybe like a year ago, and it's something I needed. It was, I'm gonna tell you guys, it was a laptop, and I'm like, Father, I need this new laptop, blah 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 blah, da da da. I knew which one I wanted, and I was like, God, but my old one, I was like, I want a new laptop because I want, to upgrade my office, and I was asking God for that new comp since last year. I want to say since 2015. And when I walked in, and that's a whole supernatural story. I'm not even going to get into how I got the laptop and, God leading me directly to the store to get it was amazing, right? I'll testify on that another day. But when I got it, I said, wow, if I would have got this little device a year ago when I started asking God for it, now it's like it came at the perfect timing, because it was part of God's all systems go button for me. It came at the perfect time, and now that I've changed a lot in my ministry and business, it's like the laptop came into my hands to do the new things that God has me to do. I wasn't ready a year ago. He knew I needed it, and he knew I wanted it. But I wasn't ready. So he's like, you're going to use your old laptop. You're going to be all right. Life is good. And now when I got the new one, something as simple as that was encouraged. It's like, wow, a little thing. It's not like he didn't want to give it to me. He was like, when I'm going to give it to you, it's part of this. It's part of the new things and all the wonderful things that like I said, that he's doing in my life right now. Like I've been praying to him for years. I'm like, wow, I would have never been able to sustain, to maintain this. It's one thing to obtain success, but it's another thing to maintain success. And a lot of us want it and we're not even ready for it. So I just want to encourage you to keep on waiting, but waiting patiently on him to act and waiting confidently in him. Those are the people who win the promise. People who have faith and patience. There are promises of mine that God made me promises in July 2015, where I had the most supernatural experience with God himself twice. Once on July 7th, 2017, another one July 17th, 2000. Well, it wasn't another one. It was a confirmation of what he had spoken on July 7th and then July 7th and July 17th. And there have been times where I'm like, God, I don't know. I don't want to. I'm not doing it. No, it's getting too hard. No, I'm too fabulous for this. And what God has done is just send me different not real angels, but different people to just confirm, I know what I said, and I said what I said, and I'm going to do what I said. I'm going to need you to just be, and just be confident in what I said. So even if you're struggling, God will send you. He sent me random people. I'm like, I didn't even ask you, but thank you for confirming, right? He'll send you his prophets. He'll send you his teachers. He'll send you people. God is always trying to talk to you, but you got to be listening to him, whether it's through a person, whether it's through a ministry, whatever. And I know, I'm like, so, and I said that the real reason why I said he's gave me those promises, because you're not the only one waiting. I've been waiting to see that promise since July of 2017. July of 2015. We're now in January 2017. And it's not like I have all sorts of evidence. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. I don't have evidence of those promises he made me. I believe it will happen, and I kind of see it unfolding. But I'm looking at God like, and I've had that. And I'm like, God, you sure? You sure? Are you sure? And I've had no choice but to believe and to be obedient. And I'm waiting patiently for him to act. I'm like, Father, what you said it will happen. You've definitely made it loud and clear that it's going to happen. You definitely blocked anything else from happening. So I'm just going to sit here and wait patiently for you to act, because I trust you. And I tell you guys to tell this because I was able to see God and him wait. And now I'm like, all right, God, I wasn't ready. All them other prayers about what's happening to me now, I wasn't ready. So now I trust God more. So with the other promises that he's given me, that I'm like, are you serious? Do you really want me to do this? I'm like, all right, cool. I trust you now, because now when God starts answering your prayers in his perfect timing, you're going to grow in trust for God, because you're going to be like, wow, you were right the first time, the second time, the third time. I wasn't ready. You was right for holding out. You was right for making me wait. So if you're going to make me wait again, I trust you, because you know better than me, right? That's what happens when you get into that personal relationship with him. So I want to encourage you that if you're in that place where you got faith, but now it's like you're waiting and you got to be patient, trust God. And what I mean by trust God, you know, I know if you see my other videos, I'll be like, that's cliche. No, what I mean by that is just to know that God got your back. God has your back, and God wants to give you his best. And maybe that's why there's a delay. See, it takes, I read like the difference of like how long it takes to make a Rolls Royce and how long it takes like a not Rolls Royce. I don't know what type of car, but don't quote it, but it's like a difference of like thousands of hours. See, I'd rather wait for a Rolls Royce to get, you know, a little like Honda, Toyota. No shade, I'll take a Honda, Toyota too. But I'm saying, if you told me, Maria, would you rather wait for me to give you $10 million, or do you want 1,000 right now? I'll wait. I'll wait for the 10 mil. I'll wait for the 50 mil. So sometimes we might be in such a hurry, and God is like, you asking me for peanuts, and I'm trying to give you prestige. So you might be asking God for little. You might be like, oh God, I want a new job, or I want to make this. And God is like, I'm about to blow your socks off. I'm about to give you my best. You know what I mean? I'm not about to give you a new job. I'm about to make you the head of the department. No, I'm not only about to give you a new job, I'm about to give you a new business. Oh, you might be praying, for money. Like I said, you might be asking God, I need to make this rent, and God is like, I'm about to give you your own home. Or you might be praying for a husband, like, my boyfriend, blah blah blah. God is like, I'm about to make your husband brand new. I'm about to deliver the man of your dreams. If you would just wait. If you would just, wait. So I just want to encourage you that when I say trust God, trust that God wants to give you his best. He can do exceedingly and abundantly and far above, beyond, more than you can ask or imagine. This is coming from someone who hates patience. And that's something I got to work on too with people. I'm like, oh God. I'm like, why don't they get it? I am not Mrs. Patience, but now I've learned to embrace patience, because it's like, just waiting confidently on what God will do, what he said he will do. I'm not moving. I'm not shaking. I don't care who don't like it. I don't care who got something to say. I'm not about, serving people. I'm not about serving people's opinions. I serve God. At the end of the day, I got to answer to him. So I'm going to do what he told me to do. And everything else, Charles Stanley says something so powerful. He says, you just be obedient and you leave the results and you leave everything else up to God. You just keep on doing what God told you to do, what he promised you. You keep believing, and you keep knowing that he'll do what he said he's going to do. And just real quick, 3 scriptures I'm going to leave you with. Joshua 21, verse 45, or verse 4 through 5. I think it's Joshua 21, verse 45, where he says, all his promises will come to pass. God pretty much says everything that he said came to pass. Meditate on that. Luke 1:45. This is a personal one that I meditate on. It's about Mary. And she says, why is it blank in my mind? I say about her all the time. Oh, blessed is she who believed, because there will be a fulfillment of those things that were told to her from the Lord. And then Luke 1:37, one of my favorite scriptures, nothing is impossible with God. So that was Joshua chapter 21, verse 45, Luke 1:45, and then Luke 1:37. Get these scriptures in your heart, because if he told it to you, if he spoke it to you, whatever it is, whatever you're believing it, just keep waiting patiently. Keep waiting with confidence and with praise in your mouth. Just thank God. Thank God on credit that has already happened. So I'm going to go back to my lazy Sunday, guys, watching Lord of the SCVU. Gosh, is anybody else, I cannot, once I see one episode, especially with the stabler days, because, the stabler's not there no more, but I will sit here and I'll be like, it's Sunday. Sunday's my day of rest. My only day of rest. So shout out to everybody who's resting on Sunday. All right. So hope that was encouraging to you, and I'll see you guys next time.